move. Hold this position, steady. Almost there. Done! That image should give me plenty of ideas.
What's up, guys? Nova here. And today we are finally finishing off our side story so we can get back to the main story of PGR. Yes, you heard me correctly. So, there was quite a bit of story last time, but now, let me show you. If you go to main, you see what it says. Hidden Story EX 4-8. We are finally there. Oops. Extra story. Let's move it over to hidden. Okay, here we go. Echo Aria. There looks like there's only 6, so we have to go through 6 instances. Let's start. Air transportation. The pale blue breathing light pulsates overhead as per regulation. The roaring engine reverberates in the somewhat spacious transport cabin. Mother Goose 7 reporting in. T-minus 10 minutes until arrival. The confines of the transport craft afford little recreation. No snacks, no snacks, no one shooting the breeze while awaiting landfall, no one laughing or smiling as they disembark to meet the enemy's fire. All that the crew can do is remain in their seats, ensure that equipment and weapons are operational, and review mission details in preparation for immediate engagement upon landing on the surface. The crew needs to be ready at all times for immediate evacuation, making a forced landing. A commonplace in the war against the corrupted. After all, machines are different from humans. Their attack patterns seem illogical and confounding. After another round of equipment inspection, the crew opens their terminals and reads the mission logs seemingly countless times. Battle intel has been uploaded to your terminals. War waits for no one. That's why we've dispatched multiple elite squads. Hassan pauses for a moment and looks at the commandants before stopping his gaze on Nova. For many of you, this will be your first time conducting a large-scale operation. There may be pressure, but this is a great honor. All of you have proved your ability on previous impended missions. Exceptional combat capability is bound to be important. What is needed in this battle is to command the overall situation without fail. Therefore, we have specially arranged a commandant as the chief commander of this campaign. The chief commander has led her team to the surface to clear the way for auxiliary teams. This battle will demonstrate the effectiveness of coordinated tactics between commandants and constructs, significantly increasing recognition in this era of retaliation. I hope you will keep this in mind and not fail. By the way, President Hassan specifically told me to remind everyone, you're still in the early days of team building. Many people are watching. Make us proud. But this will also be the first time Grey Raven will be participating in a large-scale operation. Do your best. As a flurry of footsteps plays on the broadcast, you look up to see Lee suddenly appear at the hatch of the transport cabin. Why the long face? Are you worried about me, Lee? I'm just thinking about the mission. Let's mess with him a bit. Let's tease him. I'm running a status check on the crew prior to the mission. What about them? They're syncing up with their new frames. Initialization should be complete before we make landfall. Actually, new isn't exactly operos. Apropos. After all, one has been used previously, and the other is a prototype. By this definition, they aren't exactly new. Choosing your words wisely as always, I see. That's alright. That's alright. Uh-oh. You sound like that detestable woman from Chrono. He's talking about Vera. Anyway, is that the mission briefing you're holding? Why? Looks like Commandants receive about as much intel as us constructs. No matter. Seems like they are keeping a tight seal on intel. They don't even want to divulge any more clues regarding the target city to those involved. We just have to follow orders. You're right. Just like in Chrono. The transport cabin's hatch slowly opens as two familiar figures enter. Lucia, reporting for duty. Pardon the wait, everyone. No matter. Your arrival is within my estimates. How's the frame? Performing as anticipated. In fact, Dawn seems more optimized than Lotus. Is this new technology from the Science Council? The prototype's operating at a 40% higher power output than the original frame. I see. The joints are constructed out of composite material. This material is used for modifying the weapons. Lee! However, it appears that a lot of the technology is still in early development. They must be running a field test to collect data for further enhancements. Then I'll perform my duties to obtain the most accurate data. Can't wait to see you in action. Me too. I look forward to the day when Dawn is complete, and I pilot it for the first time. Liv? Everything's fine. I've used this frame before, so there aren't any issues with synchronization. Why'd you stop using it after joining Grey Raven? Grey Raven, prepare for landing. As Liv stands there in hesitation, the pilot's broadcast interrupts the conversation. Everyone, brace for impact. Copy. Hearing the broadcast, everyone quietly takes their seats and fastens their restraints. The slight rattlings signals to everyone that the transport craft deployed the landing gear. About time. Let's treasure the opportunity to fight together. Grey Raven, prepare for departure. Roger. Chief Commander. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Vanessa, Commandant of Egret and Chief Commander of this operation. Oh. So maybe they weren't talking about her. Wait, Vanessa? You stand at the landing zone and watch the transport craft take off. In the FOB erected by the Vanguard forces, numerous teams are moving about the base, strengthening fortifications and adjusting comm lines. Corrupted remains piled outside the base allude to a small conflict while the base was being erected. A tall construct is throwing debris on either side of the street to clear a passageway for personnel and vehicles. This area had been engulfed in the flames of war like most human cities on the Earth's surface, now standing in silence as the surface falls into desolation. Corrupted interminably scurry down the street towards the base only to be immediately blown to pieces by the defense turrets. Corrupted. Hold up. The base's defenses are sufficient enough to fight off the few corrupted wandering outside the city. Actually, A horde of corrupted are making their way to the city center. That's our target for this mission. Let's report for duty first. Right. The temp HQ should be over there. Lucia checks her surroundings, then fixes her eyes on the makeshift building in the center of the base. The white flowers and pink ribbons on the exterior of the temporary headquarters serve as a stark contrast with the surrounding charred city ruins. Someone's sure got a strange taste. Yeah. Don't assume, Lee. Maybe they serve a special purpose. Perhaps. All right, go report for duty. I'm going to scout the surrounding area. All right, we'll leave the reconnaissance to you then. Before Lucia could finish speaking, Lee had already turned to leave the base. Okay. Liv, what's going on? It's nothing. Let's go report in. Wait. I wonder if this Vanessa person is her, previous commandant. The HQ's interior is far more spacious than expected. A woman is in the center of numerous display panels. The hologram of the city fills the space outside of the screens. The woman furiously taps the screens, displaying various data on the city hologram, such as corrupted distribution, weapon deployment, and material allocation with each tap. Grey Raven, reporting for duty. Lucia, who was walking in front, speaks first. Hearing Lucia, the woman stops tapping the screens with both hands. Oh. I don't have a voice for her, but Grey Raven. She speaks as she pushes aside the display panel in front of her. Her eyes fall directly on the Grey Ravens walking into the HQ. Hey, what's up, Woogie? Best toxic girl? Really? Not Vera? Oh, those Grey Ravens. Looks like you really are on the roster for this mission. It's been a while, Nova. You know each other, Commandant? No clue, or it's you. Vera is a saint compared to her. You will see. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna say no clue, because I honestly don't. I guess that's to be expected from you, Chief. Why would you care about those who can't keep up? What do you mean? Nothing. Maybe this'll jog your memory. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Vanessa, Commandant of Egret and Chief Commander of this operation. Regardless of your past accolades, Commandant, you better follow my orders as the Chief Commander. Egret, isn't that... Vanessa rises from her seat, crosses the city hologram suspended in midair, and slowly approaches the Grey Ravens. Yes. The team Liv used to be a part of. Okay, that much I kind of guessed, but interesting. Vanessa... Seems you're still using the frame I had recalibrated for you. Why appear before me as Lux? Miss me that much? That's not the reason. Poor Lou. Didn't I teach you to keep your mouth shut? Ah. Here we go. I see. I'm starting to see. Nova, The constructs on your team aren't all this insubordinate, are they? Saying this, Vanessa slowly lifts her hand as if to touch Liv. I'd smack her hand away immediately. I'm like, stop. Thank you. I'm so glad that they gave us that option. Noticing Vanessa's intent, you take a step forward and catch Vanessa by the wrist. Nope. Chief, discuss the mission at hand before I break yours. I don't know why, but I sure get a kick out of hearing the Commandant call me that. Focus on the mission, please. I see you're still as boring as always. Regardless, shouldn't a doll be punished for disobeying their master? They're my comrades. There is no such thing as a master. Comrades? You really haven't changed a bit. But if that's how you view them, I have no interest in getting involved. After all, they're your playthings anyway. Constructs aren't playthings built to serve. Comrades to you, toys to me. Family to him, tools to her. It's irrelevant. Each team interacts differently. At any rate, the powers that be only care about completing the mission. But there's still one thing I'd like to say. Vanessa leans and whispers into your ear. Don't worry, you can cut the act. You can kick him to the curb whenever you've had your fun. Even the most beautiful of toys is worthless if it refuses to listen. Compared to such an exquisite dollhouse, they belong in the dump, do they not? Jeez. Like, seriously, I see what you meant, Woogie. Vanessa, Chief, please focus on the mission. Liv suddenly steps in between you and Vanessa. Looking outside the headquarters, she signals you with her gaze. What's up, Wriggle? Finishing Grey reading time. Yup. Things are getting interesting. The confrontation had already stirred up quite the audience of onlookers. Why let go so easily? Hold on a little longer if you like. After all, I'd give others a chance to see another side of you, Chief. Vanessa gently rubs her wrist, smiling at you and Liv. Chief, the Grey Ravens await your orders. Lucia's loud voice suddenly comes from behind Vanessa. Vanessa scowls and turns to reprimand Lucia. Did I give you permission to interrupt? Apologies for interrupting you, but the corrupted threat still hasn't been alleviated. We must focus our efforts on the mission. Neglecting one's duties may be detrimental to the success of the mission. The higher-ups want to point fingers. You'll be shouldering the blame as the chief commander. She's right. Vanessa quietly sighs, then returns to her seat surrounded by screens. With a gentle tap of the screen, the Grey Raven symbol appears above the hologram of the city. Grey Ravens. Breach 35th to 42nd Street in Zone B. There are far more corrupted concentrated in this area than the surroundings. But I'm sure that won't be an issue for your team, right, Chief? Understood. Good. Don't disappoint me, Grey Ravens. Grey Ravens, move out. Roger. Yeah. As the Grey Ravens depart, the other teams originally gathered outside of the headquarters return to their respective posts. Vanessa types on the screen as she watches the Grey Ravens leave. Nova, how long do you think you can live out this naive fantasy of yours? I have to say, she's toxic, but I don't dislike her. So I totally agree with you, Boogie. Best toxic girl. Because there's different ways to do characters, and I think they did her really well. Under the trap. At least from what I've seen so far. She's more like playful. Lee's blue figure passes through the dilapidated buildings. As he advances, each corrupted on his way, without exception, is shot precisely through their memory shells by him. Lee, you're moving too fast. The Commandant and Liv don't have the same mobility as attacker constructs. Don't overdo yourself if you can't keep up. But if you run into trouble, we won't be able to provide you with support. Lucia, haven't you noticed that we're making faster progress than on previous missions? This isn't the first time the two of us attacker constructs are in each other's way on a mission together. Hearing Lucia on the comlink, Lee shows no sign of slowing down. Instead, he keeps his finger on the trigger. Lee flies among the corrupted, leaving a trail of mechanical debris. I'm merely stating the facts. I have no malicious intent. And by the time you guys had reported in, I had already finished gathering intel on the enemy here on the streets. One attacker construct was all it took to wipe out the corrupted around here. There's still a lot we don't know about the city. Assume echelon formation and alternate as point man. This will conserve energy consumption for each member. But... no buts. You haven't thought of a better solution, have you? So I'll be the first to take point. Lee's voice suddenly cuts out. Only static crackles over the comlink. No buts. Lee? I've lost Lee's signal. Prioritize cleaning out enemies along the way to Lee's position. Roger. Everyone arrives at Lee's last known location, but Lee is still missing. Instead, you see a circular pit. Lee? Over here. Lee's voice comes out from within the hole. As you approach, you see Lee lying there motionless. Wait, I'll get you out of here. Lucy extends her hand into the hole, but upon touching the edge of the pit, she suddenly retracts her hand as a dazzling electric light runs between the hole and Lucy's fingers. This is... It's an EMP trap. Ground forces use these against corrupted. But they were later banned due to their inefficiency. Exactly. The traps don't kill the enemy. Instead, the corrupted can just overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Humanity's defenses are now hindering their own attack. How foolish. Commandant, we've overstayed our welcome. A horde of corrupted are advancing on our position. Hearing this, Lucia tightens her grip on the katana, the pain of indecision tearing at her heart. Go on, I can handle myself. I can't move my frame, but they won't break it so easily. What do you think, Liv? Evacuating is our best option. Minimizing losses would be more beneficial overall. This is the secret to Egret's repeated victories. But we're the Grey Ravens. Huh? Commandant, what are you doing? You pull out a tactical knife from your waistband and rope from your backpack. You fasten one end of the rope to the edge of the pit. You tie the other end of the rope around your waist. Doing my job. Got it. Lucia nods, then readies her katana and prepares for battle. Lucia? We're the Grey Ravens. Do as you see fit. What's the holdup? According to my calculations, Corrupted will arrive in 30 seconds. After fixing the rope, you reach into the pit. Unlike Lucia, touching the edge has no effect on you. Seems like it's ineffective against humans. Ensuring that there was no hindrance, you climb into the pit. What are you doing? Ignoring Lee's questioning, you rappel down the pit. Your army boots thud against the wall, echoing throughout the pit. A few moments later, you reach Lee, lying there motionless at the bottom. As you reach the bottom, you hear the clanging of a katana and buzzing electricity overhead. Looks like they've engaged the enemy. Kneeling down, you help Lee up and fasten him to your back with a rope. Why are you being so foolish and reckless? You're in no condition to help yourself. Laugh it up. No need to act like you're concerned. I've seen enough as is. Looks like this trap can also temporarily short-circuit constructs. Good thing I was the first one into the pit and not a Corrupted. Otherwise, you'd have been in trouble, Lee. With Lee on your back, you tug on the rope to check that it is securely fastened and begin to slowly climb your way back up. Severed Corrupted limbs fall into the pit as they become enveloped in blue static and crash into the bottom of the pit with a heavy thud. But now everyone is in danger because of me. We've already made up our minds. There will always come a time when you need someone's help. Just like I said earlier, you should give it a try. When I get back, the first thing I'm doing is give this frame EMP resistance. There we go. Alright. Climbing out of the pit with Lee on your back, you see Lucia with her katana standing among corrupted remains. The worn coating on her legs shows signs of an arduous fight defending this position. Liv is sitting on the ground, struggling to catch her breath. Even her levy gun lays motionless on the ground. Commandant, Lee. Thank goodness you're both alright. Good thing we made it back. What a weird commandant. Remember, this is in the past, actually. That's why they're still in these frames as well, too. And their feelings are the way they are. Hey, Lee, why is your face turning red? Hearing this, Lee can't help but touch his cheeks. He quickly turns his head to look the other way. The frame's heat dispersal is malfunctioning. Don't worry about it. Malfunctioning heat dissipation may cause issues down the line. Liv, help out Lee. That won't be necessary. But... Hey. I love that that's Aria. Hey. Even Liv. Hey. Only Lucy is clueless. That was great. Rapid descent. With a swift slash, Lucia smashes through the rooftop door and rushes onto the roof with her katana at her hip. No enemies acquired. Area secure. Confirming that there are no corrupted on the roof, Lucia turns and nods to other Grey Ravens in the corridor. This building overlooks Zone B. Liv, scan the area for enemies. Roger. All get ready. Lee walks over and squats along the edge of the roof. He takes out 4 mechanical devices from his arms and fixes them onto the edge. Lucia sheaves her katana, then walks over to him. Apologies, Commandant. Why are you apologizing? Whether it be for acting on my own accord at HQ, or for failing to make the right call just now, failed my duty as captain. I I always have to rely on you to come save the day, Commandant. As captain of the Grey Ravens, I should be able to lighten your burden. And that's my duty as the captain. No, you've only imposed that upon yourself. I don't get it. What matters most is that we fight for a common goal. Sounds like a form of consequentialism. Consequentialism. Yeah. While fighting for this goal, there are certain things only you are capable of doing, Lucia. Only me? Don't just focus on your mistakes. You should also learn to accept your strengths. My strengths? Like your decisiveness back at HQ. You really got us out of a pinch. Well, if you say so. Scan complete, everyone. Let's go. Right, the mission comes first. According to the scan, corrupted were gathered in the factory on 39th Street. Lee magnifies the street hologram in Liv's hand. Red dots representing corrupted are gathered all throughout the area. In this situation, I'm afraid it's unrealistic to proceed directly with destroying the factory. So... Lucia looks up at you. Look to the side. Nod at Lucia. Yes. Understood. Lee and I will split up to cover 35th Street and 42nd Street. Liv, stay here with the Commandant and provide long-range support. Huh? But before, didn't you... There are numerous factors we need to account for on the battlefield when devising an attack plan. I think your assessment is right, Lee. Liv doesn't excel in close-quarter combat. Not to mention, she exhausted her levy gun while rescuing you from the pit. She should come around with the Commandant at her side. I'm sorry for slowing everyone down. No matter. It's equally important to own up to your strengths and weaknesses. Oh. Hearing this, Lee is lost in thought for a few moments before returning to his usual expression. Liv puts her hands to her chest and looks down with hesitation. Everyone? Well, it's decided then. Confirming the battle plan, Lee leaps off the right side of the roof. I left repelling gear and basic protective devices for the three of you on the roof. Use them as needed. Lee. Cut the chit-chat and get to work to prevent any further delay. Understood. Forthcoming as ever, Lee. Really? Or, yeah, it's kind of cute. Let's mess with them. Cute? Perhaps. I wonder if I can be like Lee someday. Just be yourself. Don't force yourself to be like someone else. Okay. And while you and Liv speak, Lucia proceeds to collect the equipment we left on the roof. I'm going too. Liv, Commandant, be careful. Alright, get going. Paladin bots. Sword and shield. I've arrived at the 42nd Street, moving towards the 35th Street now. Wow, that's fast. Better make this quick. You may have shields, but I've got guns.
I'd advise giving up.
No one can escape my bullets. No one can escape my bullets. No one can escape my bullets.
Wow. It's so good. This is almost going too well. You know, I actually forgot that Lee's voice isn't as deep as I'm making it. That's true. I'll have to change it up a bit, perhaps. A data terminal. Looks like it's still functioning. Good. I couldn't get more info about the city from outside. Hope the internal terminal can tell me more about it. Let me see what's so special about this city. A strange way of encryption. Still, it's no match for me. Lee, have you stayed in the same place for too long? Corrupted nearby are coming at you. Waiting for hack to complete. Almost finished. Oh, Liv. We'll hold it back. Understood. Preparing range support. Lee, are you alright? It's okay. I found a way to decipher it, but I need some time. Liv, Commandant, please cover us from the rooftop. Stay put, Lee. I'll take a detour and help you. According to Liv's scan, I can reach Lee via this route. This prototype, I'm still unfamiliar with it, but it shouldn't impact my movement. I'll meet up with Lee first.
I'm tired. I will show no mercy.
This is actually a really good flame.
May my blade split the night!
Wait. Oh, crap.
Not bad.
Wait. I wasn't sure what they were doing. That was too funny. I'm actually glad we failed it.
I will show no mercy.
Sorry I'm late. That's alright. What's important is that I managed to crack the encryption. What's this? What? Let's fall back after getting rid of these enemies. I've got something to show Commandant. Yeah.
I will show no mercy. The flames of my blade will cleanse everything in my path. May my blade split the night! I will show no mercy. The battle is over. What's our next mission?
Wait, flames? What? Where is Lightning Team? Commandant, looks like Lee found something. He and Lucy are on their way back to our position. It was the story team. They gave us that team. Understood. After enduring the stress of providing long-range support for Lucy and Lee, Liv finally sighs in relief and turns to look at you. Good thing you're here, Commandant. I couldn't have done this without you. You've already done great. Oh, thanks for the encouragement, Commandant. Vanessa assigned us a difficult mission, but I'm glad everything went according to plan. Yeah, if everything keeps going so smoothly. And then... I knew it. Bang. Huh? The blast of an explosion erupts near the base of the building. After the explosion, you and Liv notice that the roof is now at a clear slant. Liv, Commandant, what's going on over there? The slanting roof causes you to stagger uncontrollably. The pile of equipment off to the side begins to fall to the ground. It's a jitter bomb. A jitter bomb? Looks like it's too late. They were originally used for industrial blasting, but they were modified for use in the war. The Army added encryption camouflage to them, so they typically don't appear on scans. Our operation seems to have alerted the corrupted, but they must have accidentally triggered a jitter bomb while converging on this location. A second round of explosions detonates, causing you and Liv to lose your balance on the already shaky ground. The pile of equipment topples onto the both of you, then carries you off towards the edge of the roof. Commandant! Grab Liv's hand. Liv grabs onto a guardrail and reaches out to you. You struggle to grab her hand. Made even more cumbersome by a third explosion. Okay. You roll off the side of the building. Your mind draws as a blank as you are overcome by the feeling of weightlessness. Oh, just dot. Well, I guess this is it for me. Commandant! Among all the equipment falling around you, you catch a glimpse of the rappelling gear Lee had already installed for you. Grab rope. Gripping the rope tightly, it quickly begins to slip. Your rapid descent causes the friction to rub through your protective gloves. Intense heat sends blood trickling from the gap between your hands and the rope. Grit teeth. That's gotta hurt. The blistering pain from your hands fills your mind. Your body urges you to let go, but your spirit compels you to grip even tighter. You see Liv on the roof forcefully pulling up the rope, but you're falling too fast to notice any immediate reduction in speed. And then we die. From the ground level, Lucia and Lee rush over to the building where you and Liv are located. Hurry, pick up the pace. They are moving even faster than usual. Everything seems futile in the face of such a dire, sudden situation. Such a rapid pace has pushed the frame to its limit, causing the frame's cooling system to roar violently as it is overloaded by the high temperature. A series of chain reactions from overheating causes Lucia's frame to emit electric sparks of violence. As if in protest to the excessive disregard of safety regulations, Dawn gives out a loud bang, drastically reducing forward progress and causing Lucia to fall on the ground. Is Dawn at its limit? The Commandant will die falling to the ground at this speed. Get moving! However, the collapsed frame remains irresponsive to Lucia. The cooling system is used to operating at such a high frequency, but the legs had overheated and were now inoperable. Well then, realizing the state of her frame, Lucia grabs her katana, charges up a throw, and launches her katana at full force. It's time for Lucia Dusk. Despite Lucia's right arm showing signs of being dislocated from the throw, katana hurls directly towards the Commandant. Finally, the katana collides with the rope in hand, firmly embedding it into the wall with the impact, stopping your fall just 2 meters off the ground. Looking down at the ground, a large crater from the jitterbomb blast can be seen. A large number of corrupted fragments were blasted off the building and into the crater. Phew, that was a close one. With Liv's help, you climb out of the huge crater. Thanks to Lucia's cooling system, her legs regain a degree of mobility. Lee helps her limp back and regroup with the both of you. Both of your protective gloves have been destroyed by the friction. Blood continues to trickle out of your hands and onto the ground. Liv takes out some bandages from the medical kit, then helps dress your wounds. Commandant, your hands. Don't worry, I still have feeling in them. I'm sorry I let this happen to you. I'm sorry Had I not zoned out, I probably could have just pulled the Commandant up. There are too many variables on the battlefield. If I had gotten there earlier, no one should blame themselves. We're all alive, aren't we? Liv quietly finishes bandaging your hands and injects you with the serum. Now there shouldn't be any risk of corruption. Thanks. Don't thank me. I didn't do my job. Lee helps Lucia rest beside the ruins, then gets up and walks up to you. Leave the rest of this operation to us. Liv, take the Commandant back to the base for recovery. The Commandant will be a burden otherwise. Lee, I'm just stating the facts. You helped out considerably, but the Commandant can hardly even shoot. And if the wounds go untreated, that may cause even more trouble down the line. Are you belittling me? Are you worried about me? Not at all. Liv, return to base once you've finished giving the Commandant first aid. Alright, Commandant. I refuse. Lee, why have you stepped foot on the battlefield? What sort of nonsense is this? You can't answer a question with another question. In order to restore Earth as quickly as possible. Sounds about right for you, Lee. Restore Earth with whom? Or I'll take it. Yeah. Someone important? Yes. Oh, I'll take it. Why bring this up? Everyone has their own reason for stepping foot on the battlefield. You do, and so do I. Our conviction to endure has us outrun death time and again. But we are constructs. You are human. We are inherently different. The moment anyone steps onto the battlefield, constructs and humans are one and the same. We all exist under one name, and that is warriors. Warriors belong on the battlefield. Even so, if you die, all of this will be in vain. Well, I've never had a death wish, or I'd still like to live long enough to collect on retirement. I see. Exactly. You lock eyes with Lee for a moment, then he turns to leave. Alright, sure. But if anything happens again, I'll have Liv send you back to the rear. You won't be able to convince me otherwise. I'll go check the area for any remaining jitterbugs. Everyone stay put. Finished speaking, Lee proceeds to the end of the street. Lucia leans up against a brick wall and looks up towards you. Great job back there. Thank you, Commandant. I've already recorded the limits and shortcomings of this frame. I'll organize it when I get back and submit it for improvements. But I'm finally understanding what it means to be a captain. Do your thing, Lucia. Understood. That determined face on Liv. Night break. Zone C, 1st to 13th Street, 32% clear. Zone A, 57th to 65th Street, 45% clear. Zone A, 20th to 34th Street, 29% clear. Zone B, 35th to 42nd. 42nd? What? Zone B, 35th to 42nd Street. Yeah, 17% clear. Oh, Vanessa. Zone D, 1st to 45th Street, 83% clear. Pathetic. That's all we've got on our first day of battle. Teams that are lagging behind will need to crank it up a notch. At night, the city finally ushered in a brief calm. However, occasional gunfire can still be heard in the distant streets. With the Grey Raven's efforts, the team finds a safe building in Zone B to be used as a temporary resting point. After reporting the progress of the first day of operation, you enter the rest point from the corridor to find Lee already waiting on the other side of the door. Finish reporting in? Yes. Come take a look at this. Lee gently swipes his hand, causing a file to appear midair. What's this? I deciphered it from the terminal in the city today. The document explains why outsiders can't find any information on the city. Because this was an evacuation point for one of the Arcadia operations. Which one? I can't recover any specific data, so I can't say for sure which one. Based on the results, the evacuation operation failed and corrupted occupied the entire city. Resources, materials, and manpower reserves, all of which were buried when the city was besieged. In the present era, it looks like others have even gone through and erased records. Only until recently have we been able to return to the city. Everything was left in disarray. The records fragments are exactly as Lee describes. Vague words recorded at the beginning of the retreat, the sudden attack from the corrupted, and the last words of humans that chose to stay within the city. After reading the file, Lee gently taps the corner of the file, and it disappears without a trace. Alright, I'm going to destroy it if you finish reading it. After all, the powers that be don't want anyone else finding any clues about the city. Lucia, take up top. No, Lucia, take watch up top. I'll continue to patrol the streets down below. Rest up, Commandant. Another tough battle awaits us tomorrow. As he finishes speaking, Lee walks past you and follows the corridor downstairs. Prepare to rest. After deciding what to do next, you walk towards a shabby sofa in the rest point. It is the only piece of furniture on the whole floor. Lucia has moved it from who knows where. The walls are pockmarked with bullet holes. The French windows on the south side were damaged during the evacuation, leaving only shards of glass in the grooves above and below the windows. Unobstructed beams of moonlight shine through the windows, bringing dim light into the dark interior. Sitting on the sofa, your tight nerves from such an intense day can finally enjoy a moment of respite. Commandant? Liv's voice can be heard from behind the sofa. Turning your head, you see Liv walk over towards you. Are you taking a break? I just sat down. Are your hands feeling any better? A bit better. Good to know. How do you feel? I feel a lot better. I fully regained control of my levy gun. I wasn't talking about your frame. Huh? I was talking about being in the Grey Ravens. I think there's a huge difference between the Grey Ravens and Egret. I've heard the stories of Vanessa's tactics. I'm not talking about tactics. I mean, dynamic. I'm sure everyone else has only ever heard of Egret's successes. Vanessa has single-handedly kept all issues within the team's dynamic from ever seeing the light of day. So, is that why Vanessa was so confrontational with you? Yeah, I think she believes that my joining Grey Ravens is an act of defiance to her authority. I'm sorry for everything you've been through. No, it's nothing. Don't be sorry. You're a lot different than Vanessa. With our time together, I've gradually come to realize why Lucia was so persistent in the training room. Persistent? You don't know, Commandant? I've said too much. Huh? Never mind. It's no big deal. Maybe Lucia will tell you when the time is right. Got it. That's what makes you so special, Nova. I'm just gonna call myself Commandant from now on. That's what makes you so special, Commandant. How so? Well, I think it's the respect and trust you give constructs. You never push anyone to talk about or do something they don't want to. Every construct at your side has freedom and the right to choose. We can all do as we please, and we're not just weapons and tools. Am I really that different? Of course! But your unpredictability still makes us worried. Oh no. I hope you'll pay more attention to yourself next time. Don't be so careless. I will. As for Lee, even though he isn't great at expressing himself, he worries about others to the point of being overbearing. As for Lucia, her judgment may be clouded on occasion, but she still presses onward. Overall, I think every member of the Grey Ravens is truly wonderful. As if a little abashed for what she just said. Wait, yeah. Liv stands before you with her head held low, trying to hide her expression for you. I hope you keep watching out for us, or thanks. Yeah, no. Commandant. Lee overheard. That's great. How am I overbearing and unable to express myself? Lee, why don't you go in? Standing in the corridor and leaning against the door to the rest point, Lee suddenly sees Lucia walk down the corridor. It's nothing. Really? Lucia tilts her head slightly in confusion and continues to approach the rest point. Reaching the door, she puts her hand on the door handle. Lucia. What is it? I found some things while patrolling the streets. I need you to come retrieve it with me. Understood. Thanks. It won't take long. Lucia nods and turns to leave. Seeing her go downstairs, Lee sighs and follows her. Unbeknownst to others, Lee looks back at the door to the rest point before leaving. No one notices that Lee's eyebrows, which have been firmly kept knit since the start of the mission, have finally relaxed for a moment. Secret of victory. Lucia, Lee, where'd you two go? I had to help Lee get something. We already knew where it was, but then Lee suddenly disappeared. Did Lee run into any danger? No, I realized Lee was just pacing around in circles. Ha. This city all looks the same. It's too easy to get lost. Lee, is your navigation module? Shh. Alright. Now that everyone is here, let's continue with the mission. Understood. The sun rises from the city horizon, illuminating the corrupted lurking in the shadows. With a split second of metallic scraping, the corrupted's broken body appears within its own visual module. Signals received in its electric shell gradually fades to nothingness as its head collides with the ground. The last image branded in its memory is a flash of bright red. Lucia, another enemy at your 3 o'clock. Understood. Lucia cleans the corrupted oil off her katana with a flick of her wrist. She kneels at the ready, then sprints off in the direction indicated by Liv. A small red light flashes through Lucy's visual module. With her keen perception, she quickly glances in the direction of the red light to see a jitter bomb lying there. Seeing the jitter bomb, Lucia quickly withdraws behind cover. However, to her surprise, there is no explosion. What happened? I overloaded it. If a threat exposes itself, I won't let it remain a threat to us. I won't allow myself to make the same mistake twice. Thanks. Don't let your guard down. Right as Lucia hears the message on the comms, a bullet from Leaf flies past her and takes out the corrupted rushing towards her. However, due to the distance, the bullet fails to pierce the corrupted's protective casing. Seizing the opportunity, Lucia flips her katana up and stabs the corrupted in the head. I have eliminated all nearby corrupted. Same here. Clear up the remaining corrupted in the center of 38th Street, Liv. Roger. Liv raises her hand slightly, hindering the horde of corrupted's movement. A pink electric current flows between Liv and her levy gun. Control secured for 13 seconds. I'll leave the rest up to you all. Alright, Commandant. It's our turn. Reload. Commandant, are your hands really okay? Don't worry. Our instructor taught us how to handle a situation like this. Okay. In the distance, Lucia waves her left hand, giving the attack command. Lee charges out from within the shadows of a nearby building. Climb over the barricade. You climb over the barricade and quickly charge towards the horde of corrupted. As Lucia and Lee advance down the street, corrupted fall before their blade and gun one after another. As you advance, a corrupted blocks your way forward. You aim the muzzle of your gun between its eyes and pull the trigger. The corrupted falls to the ground with a heavy thud. Commandant, on your left! Even though Liv is suppressing the enemy's movements, that does not mean their attacks are any weaker. You turn to the left, barely managing to parry the corrupted's incoming attack. A bullet flies past you, putting an end to the corrupted standing before you. Get your head in the game. Open fire. Raising the gun, you shoot past Lee and kill a corrupted about to attack him from behind. You too? In order to maintain stability with a gun, you subconsciously use too much strength in your hands, causing blood slowly seep from your bandages. Uh-oh. Commandant! Oh no. Oops, you caught me. With the collected efforts of the Grey Ravens, the horde of corrupted on the street has finally been cleared. Liv suddenly appears next to you. She grabs your hands despite you intentionally keeping them behind your back and out of view. Don't move. I need to give you emergency medical care. Okay, Mom. After confirming that all corrupted have been eliminated, Lucy and Lee walk over to you and Liv. Liv expertly manages both of your hands. Then both of you look up at Lee and Lucia as they approach. What's wrong, Commandant? I'm all good, no worries. Whatever. Shall we take a break before moving on? Let's keep moving. The factory's up ahead. The threat will only get worse if we wait any longer. We need to cut them off at the source ASAP. Understood. Agreed. Let's proceed as the Commandant has directed. Now we got big bots. Is that the factory over there? Looks the same as where we've just been though. That's why I said the city planning here was horrible. Lee seems to still be bitter about getting lost. Let's hurry up and clear a way to the factory. This is... What's wrong? We should be able to use it with some adjustment. Whoa, okay.
No one can escape my bullets.
Lucia, joining the battle.
Wait, am I... Oh, wait. That's what I was supposed to do.
Not bad.
Just like my calculations suggest. That was very powerful. Are you alright, Lee? Not a big deal. Don't worry. Please don't move. I'll give you some treatment. Affected by the EMP explosion, something. Sentry gun is activated. Like I thought, this could be useful. Commandant, I'll leave it to you to make the call. Whoa.
Not bad.
Oh, that's just it. Never mind. Nope. Oh, I guess we are supposed to destroy all these.
The Crimson Lotus is in full bloom.
Ah, we can't.
I'm fine.
Wait. Did it just disappear? It did, but the prompt is still there.
I will show no mercy.
No one can escape my bullets.
Now for the whoa. Okay.
Not bad.
Construct's action capacity has recovered. There we go.
No one can escape my bullets.
The Crimson Look. May my blade split the night! I'm fine.
That swing is so delayed.
The flame.
Your orders, please.
There we go.
Your fate burns the same endpoint.
Road clear. Continue moving forward. Sure. Sure.
Perfect, as always.
The Grey Ravens gradually approach the factory on 39th Street. As the team presses onward, more and more corrupted begin to appear before it. Lucia takes the lead in cutting off the corrupted. However, several corrupted use this opportunity to attack her. Seeing the oncoming attack, Lucia leaps into the air and slices down through the approaching corrupted. With the failure of the corrupted's attack, Lee's gunfire penetrates the memory shells, giving them no further opportunity to attack. Lucia kneels on the ground to stabilize her frame. All of the corrupted that had attacked this area are now paralyzed at her feet. Lee, 5 corrupted are crawling on the ceiling at 10 o'clock. All clear. Lee, behind you! Punch. Lee dodges the incoming attack of a corrupted arm severed by Lucia. Luckily, you were able to deflect it before it hits Liv, who is engaged in combat analysis behind you. Hmm? Are you laughing, Commandant? Yeah. What are you so happy about? It just seems like we're beginning to act like a team. Enough with that. Blades and bullets fly in the factory as corrupted debris piles up behind. As if aware of the incoming threat, the factory's assembly line begins to rapidly increase corrupted production. A newly manufactured horde of corrupted pours out like a flood of steel from the assembly line, destroying everything in their wake. Stop them from spreading to other areas. After receiving your order, Lucia and Lee rush forward and attempt to stop the massive hordes of corrupted, but a single team is powerless in their attempt to stymie the flood. Before the Grey Ravens, the corrupted quickly reduce in numbers as they surge in other directions. There's too many. They keep growing in number. What was that? The corrupted charging at the Grey Ravens from the left side were suddenly vaporized by a white light. Long-range support? Shortly after, another white column of light descends from the sky, swallowing all the operating machinery within the factory in a violent explosion. A wave of scalding machine parts falls at your feet. This landing point. No, this can't be. Commandant, everyone! Liv calls out loudly and presses your shoulder firmly with her hand. You struggle to ask something, only to find a pink force field gradually surrounding your body. This is... Sorry, Commandant. I started the operation without permission. Do what you believe is right. Got it. The pink force field begins to slowly expand, enveloping each member of the Grey Ravens. Shortly after, the third beam of white light descends upon their position and ripples outward. The team attempts to leave the blast area, but a fourth, fifth, no. Countless beams of white light pass overhead, blocking any further progress. The entire area fills with the cacophonous sound of explosions and the roars of the corrupted. The ground underfoot fractures from the blast, then disintegrates from the next beam of white light. You temporarily feel suspended in space and time as the surrounding area is filled with white light. The sun bombing finally submerges the entire factory and everyone within. A mysterious cold breeze blows in through the neck of your damaged exoskeleton. The cold tingling sensation travels to your brain along the nervous system, awakening your dormant consciousness. Opening your eyes, you see that the white light has disappeared. The pink force field gradually dissipates, leaving the surrounding area shrouded in darkness. Who's... Commandant! Who's calling me? I'm here. In response to the call, you instinctively raise your right hand, but feel something hard. Perhaps the sudden movement had caused the rock fragments near your hand to slide down with a clear and delicate clatter. A sudden beam of light pierces the darkness, illuminating your field of view. Finally, you see the anxious faces of Lee and Lucia standing before you. Don't move. We're getting you out. Lee, looks like there's a support to the left of the Commandant. Let's start from there. Lucia. Commandant, we found you. Alright. Liv could have done a better job. This should suffice for the time being. The exoskeleton sure came in handy. After Lee helps you with the emergency first aid, Lucia slowly helps you to your feet. After testing your legs, you find that you can still move. Where's Liv? Thanks. Thank goodness. Sorry for making you all worried. It's fine. Just like you said. At least we're all alive. Liv? I remember her being right in front of me. We haven't found her yet. I'm upgrading the computing power of my SAR module. The three of you fall silent. All that remains of the factory is a disarray of ruins scattered throughout the surrounding area. The towering buildings were flattened. The foundation blasted askew. Everyone knew the chance of surviving each bombing was grim. Let's get moving. She may be trapped in the wreckage just like I was. Got it. Suddenly, a bullet hits the ground beside your foot, drawing everyone's attention. Looking up, you see a handsome male construct standing at the opposite end of the street. Is that a corrupted? It's Vanessa. I guess Teasel? Tassel? Teasel, put away your weapon. Vanessa appears behind the construct referred to as Teasel, accompanied by a small female construct. So, you were behind all of these explosions. What? Correct. An attack of this magnitude took a considerable amount of preparation. It shouldn't have been used here, but because of your mistakes, I had no choice but to use my precious orbital bombardment. You should thank me. After all, I cleaned up your mess before you could cause any irreparable damage. First, you don't thank me. Now, the three of you are looking at me in disgust. Despicable. Teasel. Bombinata. That makes sense. Bombinata, stand in front of me so I don't have to see their repulsiveness. The two constructs besides Vanessa quietly step forward, separating you from her. We can't find Liv because of your attack. So what? Even if you all died in the explosion, so what? Sacrificing one squad to win the battle, isn't that worth it? What do you say, Teasel? You're right. Good. Vanessa smiles and slaps Teasel's handsome cheek with her upper hand. He suddenly clenches his weapon, but quickly returns to normal before the others could notice. Teasel's disheveled fangs obscure his face, hiding his expression. Do you know why I hit you? No, I don't. Nothing seems to get through that handsome face of yours. Bombinata, tell Teasel. Yeah, she is terrible. Number 1, Master's questions must be answered immediately. Number 2, Master is always right. You hesitated, Teasel. Apologies. I will be more attentive. Very well. Vanessa smiles at Teasel's affirmation, then fixes his bangs. No comrade should be sacrificed so carelessly. How cute of you to say that, Chief. What made you become like this? The punishing virus? Oh, right. As your former classmate, I have a small suggestion. Resign as a commandant. Leave the front line and never return. The battlefield isn't suitable for naive fools like you. Deception, exploitation, abandonment. These are the laws of victory on the battlefield. Stay in Babylonia. Work as a liaison officer or logistics personnel for Egret. You can also use Egret's resources that used to belong to Liv before we kicked her. Liv was as naive as you, so she was thrown away like an old doll. Enough. Your hands begins to emit intense heat. The bandages wrapped by Liv had long been undone from the bomb. Blood flows down your arm, along your gun. Blood flows down your arm, along your gun, and onto the ground. The heat dissipation system running at the muzzle indicated that a bullet had been fired from the gun. At the other end of the trajectory stands your higher up with Vanessa. Good. Exchange of resources. The main roads connecting the target city with the surrounding area have been blocked by electrified wire meshes. This is taking longer than anticipated. Are you sure that you're working to the best of your ability? Forget it. I'll follow up on your shortcomings once the mission is complete. Now that the surrounding areas have been cleared of corruption, sealing off the main roads have temporarily closed the city off from the outside world. Bambinata, status report. We still require another 5 minutes to disarm the city's protective barrier. I sent an additional UAV. You have 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, the city will have a temporary power outage. If we don't seize this opportunity to finish the battle, this will come at a greater cost than anticipated. If you cannot complete the mission in a timely manner, you know what consequences are. I'll try my best. Liv and Bambinata remain silent on the comm channel. Vanessa slowly approaches the window of the temporary headquarters and looks out at the distant city. 3 minutes later, Vanessa gently taps her portable terminal. The factory in the city was the first area to explode, causing all the machinery to disintegrate in the blast. The second round of attacks targeted at the central purification filter and the energy center. The ensuing energy leakage resulted in a series of explosions that destroyed most of the city center. Corrupted hiding in the area were annihilated by the blast and the subsequent collapsing of buildings. Looks like the engineering force is going to be busy. Oh well, reconstruction doesn't concern me. Vanessa chuckles as a third round of attacks is launched from various firing points erected on the periphery of the city. Missiles sweep across the city, greatly reducing the corrupted forces. Master, why has the third attack been launched ahead of schedule? Some of the construct forces couldn't evacuate in time. They didn't need to evacuate. They were tasked with luring enemies to the designated areas. Your naivety reminds me of a former classmate. What a fool. Had they not been sacrificed, the corrupted would have continued to run rampant and attack even more constructs. Is that what you want to see? This would result in our defeat. Are you so naive as to think that you can shoulder the price of failure? But sacrificing a few constructs in exchange for the safety of many more people is a cost-efficient exchange of resources. Our operations will save far more people. You should be happy about this, are you not? Seeing as how you made me laugh, I'll forgive you this once. Understood, Master. Well, Teasel, it's your time to shine. Don't scuff up the new coding I gave you. Understood, Master. After all the preliminary attacks, Teasel raises his weapon and begins to push towards the city, killing all the remaining corrupted to have survived the fire. Since the operation eliminated the corrupted throughout the city with such little collateral damage, Egret had become a highly praised squad by the military. However, Liv did not make an appearance during the commendation ceremony, because Liv knew that this was not the outcome she had anticipated. However, Babylonia cared not. People only cared about the righteousness of victory. No names are recorded in this righteousness, only the ever-increasing casualty number. Whereas a soldier's duty towards righteousness made Liv realize that there was no room for naivety, let alone doubt. Regardless of these principles, distress continues to weigh down on Liv's heart. In order to give herself some solace, Liv goes to the training room as usual to temporarily distract herself with a round of intense training. But upon arriving at the training room, Liv discovers that it is already occupied. Think you can take us on, Lucia? What's going on? The female construct, Lucia, is standing in the middle of three other constructs as tensions begin to rise. Let me guess. If I lose, I hand over the Commandant, correct? We're already be deployed for combat, but who knows how many months it will take with you. Ha! What? Lucia launches an attack without further hesitation. The battle had already started the moment both sides had readied their weapons. Huh. You'll stop at nothing to win. After one person falls, the others immediately get into formation. You're the ones who'll stop at nothing. Do you really call this a fair fight? Huh. This is just basic squad tactics. Let's get her. Alright. No matter how many of you there are, you're no match for me. The Commandant is my Commandant. Liv presses against the outer wall of the training room, watching the battle progress inside. Shortly after, the fight comes to an end. She sees Lucia standing in the center of the room, badly wounded. The other constructs that had provoked her were now rolling on the ground in agony. Lucia props herself up on the katana, scanning the room. I win. My journey in becoming a Grey Raven won't end here. Grey Raven? Assign a team member to the Grey Ravens? But I'm not sure where I would find someone at this moment. The researcher sifts through the construct data with uncertainty until quickly coming to a halt. Looking at the terminal, she comes across a figure in pink. Commander said a support construct is required. How about this lieutenant with first-class military accolades? But she's already assigned to a team. Whatever. I'll leave her file in Commander Nikola's office. It's his call anyway. Here's the transfer order for Egret. For Egret member Liv. I can't believe someone actually wants that naive little toy. Seeing as this is an order from the commander, I'm sure he knows that he must offer another toy in exchange. Of course, Egret has already been issued the right to select an outstanding member in return. Select from any of the unassigned constructs whenever you so please. Egret will also receive preference for additional coatings, weaponry, and frames to make up for any imbalance in combat power due to being short-handed. What a generous exchange of resources. Well then, take her away. I've been growing tired of playing with the same toy anyway. Toy? Is there a problem? No, it's nothing. I hope Egret continues to achieve victory for humanity. That's a given, so as long as there aren't any fools standing in our way. Wait, was that? No, 8. Here we go. Grey Raven's Edge. I acted without thinking. Commandant, are you okay? The pink force field around Liv barely manages to leave space to maneuver around in the pitch-black ruins. Seems like I had... Oh, wow. Seems like I had a flashback while unconscious. Guess I'll have no choice but to confront my demons. Even faced with someone such as me, the Commandant has continued to respect me for who I am. Oh, that's right. Then the shot rang out. That was us. That's the Commandant's pistol. Are they still in danger? Liv props herself up again and slowly pushes outward, causing the darkness to gradually turn to light. The oppressive ruins around her begin to give way, exposing the familiar architecture before her. Liv charges in the direction of the gunshots to discover Commandant pointing a gun at Vanessa. After Nova shoots, Lee follows in turn by drawing his guns and pointing them at Teasel and Bambinata. The two opposing constructs raise their weapons and point them at the Grey Ravens. Lucia steps in front of Commandant and Lee with her blade drawn. Oh wow, we got her. Look at her cheek. What a remarkable first gift you gave me. Our aim is great. Vanessa wipes the blood off her cheek. Attacking a superior. You won't be getting out of this that easily, Nova. I won't let you continue to insult my comrades and our soldiers so easily either. Soldiers? Do you think dolls that resemble humans are worthy of being called soldiers? Turn her into a doll. They're nothing more than toys and tools to serve humanity's bidding. Are you so naive as to think everyone who has chosen to become a construct really wishes to save the Earth? As a Commandant, you should know that Babylonia has given us preferential treatment when it comes to resources. Follow my orders until the end of the war, and I can assure you as many constructs as you need. Bored of your toys? Are your toys broken? Replace them as you see fit. I just want to slap her. I really do. She's one of those. They're not toys to be played with. They have their own thoughts. They can make their own decisions. Liv is the reason why the three of us stand here today. Commandant. Liv? Guess you're not dead. How disappointing. Seeing you this filthy is appalling. Just as Vanessa is about to continue ridiculing Liv, she takes Lucia's blade and cuts off her long hair. Ah, wait, can we... Oh, I can't hide it. Vanessa, this is the artificial hair you picked for me. I have obeyed your orders because I'm bound to my duty as a soldier. But that doesn't mean everything will go according to your plan. I understand that your ruthlessness is a necessity for achieving victory in this war. But this kind of victory does not exist in my ideal future. Everyone deserves to be respected. Lee, who never speaks his mind. Lucia, who's determined yet fragile. Liv, who cares too much for others. Even Teasel and Bambinata, everyone we encounter. They're all living individuals with their own will, not toys for your disposal. The magnitude of standing on the front line makes it difficult to breathe. But feelings in my heart fill me with excitement. Long ago, I first stepped foot on the battlefield as a medic in the Star of Life. I had grown numb after so much time on the battlefield. I had even forgotten what it felt like to be excited. But now that I'm a Grey Raven, I can finally help my comrades and heal the wounded when I step foot on the battlefield. I am Liv, a soldier of Babylonia, not the lifeless doll you speak of. We're 4 versus 3. Wait. Yeah. We're 4 versus 3 now that I am here. Looks like the scales have started to tip in our favor. Stand down, Vanessa. I'm sure you know the outcome anyway if you just thought about it. Oof. You guys. Liv told her. Commandant, let them leave. Fine. It's a request from Liv. You lower your pistol away from Vanessa and look at the others. A long silence fills the streets. It's over, Vanessa. Vanessa stands there and ponders for a few moments, then takes Teasel and Vaminata down the street, disappearing around the corner. After confirming that the Egret team had left, Liv relaxes her clenched hands. Her long white hair flutters away in the hot wind on the battlefield. Lee ignites the flare, signaling that the area has been cleared. After clearing his weapon, he begins cleaning his weapon. He begins to think about how to improve his frame's resistance to EMP interference. Each unit realizes their signal flares, indicating that their areas have all been cleared and that this large-scale operation is drawing to an end. You let out an involuntary sigh, and your increased heart rate from the conflict finally returns to normal. You feel someone gently touch your hands. It's Liv. She lowers her head and begins to tend to your wounds that had reopened from firing your weapon. Without saying a word, she bandages your cleaned wounds one after another. Isn't it wrapped a bit too thick, or no, just thank you. Liv shows a familiar look of guilt. Unlike before, this time, she looks into your eyes and her gaze turns serious. Uh-oh. I went against the chief commander and caused you to get wrapped up in unnecessary conflict. My sincerest apologies. But I don't regret what I just did. I had to tell Vanessa and my former teammates about my will as a soldier and member of the Grey Ravens. Because this is the most precious thing I have received after meeting you. You all have made me face what I had been running away from all this time. But from what I know about Vanessa, my behavior is bound to have a negative impact on the Grey Ravens. After going back, I will submit a departure application to the commanding superiors. I won't let my personal behavior bring trouble to the Grey Ravens. I'd be like, no. Liv? I won't agree to that. Perfect. Huh? But Together, we are the Grey Ravens. Whatever happens, we face it together. Also, you weren't the only one who offended her just now. I did too. I shot her in the face. I always took you for someone who was a pushover. I wasn't expecting you to stand up to her like that. Wait, oh, you're talking about me, not Liv. Wait a minute. Who do you think I am? Or, after all, I am your confidant. No, who do you think I am? Well, you're not a bad person. This mission sure has taught us how to act more like a team. Our effectiveness has also improved remarkably. I think the current team configuration is satisfactory. Acclimating to a new member would be troublesome. Indeed. Liv, you are without a doubt an outstanding addition to the team. Also, I want to keep fighting by your side. This isn't out of combat necessity. I just want to. Each of us is an indispensable feather, necessary for Grey Raven to soar undeterred by opposing forces. That's right. Sunlight penetrates the thick clouds and dense smoke with molted rays of light that descended. Modeled? No, modeled, yeah. Modeled rays of light that descend upon the desolated streets. In the dazzling glow, Liv's hair shines with even more radiance. Liv, your new hair looks great. Oh, really? So, let's take a group photo to mark the occasion. Before the dust had even settled on the battlefield, you suddenly speak without thinking. Group photo? Mark the occasion? Why would you want to do that? This is the first time that the Grey Ravens have successfully completed such a large-scale operation. Today is a memorable day for us. You say this while attempting to activate the camera module on your exoskeleton, but to your dismay, one of the previous explosions seems to have blasted the hole where the camera should have been. Just our lucky day. You should have said the module was broken earlier. Lee throws a device to you. I've removed this from a recon bot. It can be focused manually, and you can take video. Anyway, at least you can capture the moment. If you want to grab any screenshots from it, you can do that later. Thanks. Looking at the other two, Lucia nods gently. Just do what the Commandant says. Okay. So, it's this picture. I actually have this wallpaper. I think I might have to change the thumbnail. After confirming that the equipment is operating normally, you step back to find the most appropriate distance. You lift your hands and make a square to frame your cherished companions in the shot. Lee is over here too cool to look into the camera. 3. Noticing that Liv appears uneasy, Lucia scoots closer to her, grabs her hand, and smiles at her comfortingly. Lucia's sudden closeness causes Liv to blush slightly, but her tense shoulders relax. 2. Standing farther away, Lee hears your deliberately slow counting, sighs gently, then turns to the camera and reveals an awkward expression vaguely passable as a smile. 1. Oddly enough, none of them are very good at expressing their feelings. However, they have already begun to detect each other's thoughts just based on their actions. They could all convey their hearts without uttering a word. As the disputes in the factory area dissipate, the Grey Raven's first large-scale operation finally comes to a temporary end. Prior to receiving further orders, a gust of wind passes through the city ruins. Although it fails to disperse the smoke over the battlefield, it also brought a moment of peace to the Grey Ravens. Although they have won the battle, the war is still underway. More battles, perilous danger, and difficult choices await the Grey Ravens. However, the Grey Ravens will face the coming adversary together. Adversity together. Lucia, Liv, Lee, and their Commandant. The electronic photo frame on the table in the lounge finally has a suitable picture. Oh, there she is. So, the constructs of the Grey Ravens are willing to go this far to protect Nova. Could my method really? No. My method is the most efficient way to use constructs. Bambinata, What are your thoughts? Master... Silence. Clearly I don't have my wits about me if I'm asking a toy for advice. Nova, I'll make you regret your decision today sooner or later. Yeah, so we're gonna have to slap Vanessa. Like, seriously. She's one of those characters I don't even want to kill, just want to slap her. So, okay. It makes sense now. So, again, I'm behind on the main story, or we're behind on the main story here. So, with all these characters coming out, I knew who Bambinata was, of course, because, you know, her banner and patch and everything. But didn't know, like, her history or where she came from and whatnot. So, Liv already knew Vanessa, Bambinata, and Teasel as well, too. That's interesting. Back to going what Boogie was saying before. Yeah. That's toxic girl. And Vera is a saint compared to her. That's funny. I can see that. I really can. It's like Vera hasn't tried to launch a missile strike after us and play it off as tee-hee, oops. I see you're still alive. Good job. It's like, yeah, okay, bitch. That's basically exactly. It's like, okay. To the point where we drew our gun and shot at her. It's like, yeah. It's like, that's not cool. That was good. I actually really enjoyed that. Oh, here she is.
Say my name. Put more feeling into it. I like you calling my name. Vera. Vera. Not bad.
So I don't even know I don't think Vanessa's a playable character. Is she? No, wait, she's human. That's right. So she wouldn't be. That makes sense. But yeah, I can tell she's gonna be a pain in the ass because of her ego and whatnot and everything. Let's see. Let me go to R&D real quick. I'm wondering if I should wait or just keep pulling. Because I do want Pharaoh. Still have what? Oh, her banner's still, yeah, her banner's going on until June. So anyone who wants to pull for her, you still have quite a while. I might wait until we get to like another 10 pull or something like that, just to see. But yeah, now if we go back to side and go to extra story, see, we can't even do EX5 because it says please complete prerequisite main stage hidden story 14.8. So that means finally we can move on to the main story. There it is. Chapter 14, Imprisoned Sight. So good. So, I'm actually gonna save Imprisoned Sight for its own stream. I just wanted to get past the hidden for now. That way we can give full attention to the main story once again. Seems like it's gonna be another long one, especially when it says we have to do the hidden as well. As far as 21's her, let me see if I can find it. 21's event, we kind of like accidentally started it, so that's also something that we can do if you guys want. The reason why I haven't really been doing any of the events or anything in here is because I didn't want to get spoiled as to like the main story, if anything. But I'll have to see if it's actually just like an event, you know, that's not giving away too much. But yeah. How did it start off again? With like 21 making a picture book game or something like that. Which was funny. But alright, everyone. It's like, that's gonna do it for this stream. Look forward to next PGR stream because we'll be diving back into main story. Next PGR will be chapter 14. So if you've been waiting for us to get back to the main story, finally, I'm happy. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you later. Have a good night, everyone.
Gray Raven. I never thought I'd get to know a squad 3 times. Such a peculiar feeling.